Anti-Israel protests turning violent. Our next guest saying, quote, "I was stabbed in the eye."
Stabbed for being a Jew.
There's a video on my Twitter.
We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest.
See, I can't move forward.
We will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close.
Divest.
This close. Divest. We will not rest this close. Divest. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. Divest.
Ow, you stopped!
No. A complete embellishment.
One Jewish student at Yale was stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag. Stabbing students in the eye with flags.
Stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
Saying that her eye had been messed up.
That she was assaulted. Stabbed in the eye with an anti-Israel protester's flag.
A demonstrator jammed a Palestinian flag into her left eye.
Jabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
Stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag. Yale's investigating the attack.
Having her eye stabbed with a Palestinian flag.
Yes.
So there's a lot of violence going on.
Injuring our guest.
Poked in the eye with a flagpole. And hospitalized!
You had to receive hospital treatment for your injury.
It's a heart attack, needed hospital treatment for that injury.
What is the nature of your injury?
I could just feel the pressure of what happened, and like I have a headache.
Oh boy.
Sahar Tartak says she was assaulted for wearing Jewish attire.
Quite obvious. I wear modest dress, and I have a Star of David. Quite obvious. And they identified us pretty much immediately.
Then what happened?
There's a video on my Twitter of students passing by me in a circle as they encircled me. In a circle as they encircled me.
They started taunting me and giving me their middle finger.
And they all, one after the other, taunted me. All, one after the other, taunted me.
Disclose! Divest!
Disclose. Divest. We will not rest.
It was not just like one of them taunted me. They all taunted me one after the other, waving things in my face, and then this culminated in a physical assault.
You have people getting stabbed in the eye.
Stabbed in the eye!
Jabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
So the FBI should be looking very closely at this.
This is not some inert protest movement. It is menacing.
A Jewish Yale University student says that she was attacked during an anti-Israel protest. Meanwhile, the IDF launched a deadly series of airstrikes.
This doctor works efficiently to help the baby girl breathe. Her lungs not yet fully developed. Her mother was 6 months pregnant when she was killed in an Israeli airstrike.
At least 22 people, including 18 children, are dead after an Israeli strike on Rafah Saturday night. Israel has conducted daily air raids on the Gaza City, where most of the population has taken refuge. The first strike killed a 3-year-old and their parents. The second strike killed 2 women and 17 children. At Yale University, a student says a protester attacked her.
Again, a student assaulted me by jabbing me in the eye.
Oh my goodness.
These protests are crafted to create incidents of violence.
Girl was stabbed in the eye. Put down the protests.
They create an environment of violence.
Environments of violence and assault for Jewish students.
One Jewish student says that the rally actually led her to being assaulted.
The students running these rallies caused the other 500 people in the rally to behave towards me with hostility and violence. They taunted me and waved their middle finger in my face. Violence.
And they throw up peace signs.
Peace.
It seems quite traumatizing.
And the rallies are conducive to violence.
It's all about violence. It's all about having a student assault another student.
A Jewish girl was stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
A kid stabbed in the eye, stabbed in the eye, stabbed in the eye.
Protests are growing more and more violent.
Now you are seeing actual violence.
A Jewish student was stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
Attacking a kid and stabbing a Jewish student in the eye with a pole.
One protester waved a Palestinian flag near her face.
And the students at the protest were literally around me, dancing in a circle and singing and holding hands, singing anti-Jewish, like, I guess, chants.
We're looking
at these scenes, and prominent in many of them in these videos are watermelons. If you could explain the meaning of that to us.
Sure. So we've seen the watermelon all over campus. It's supposed to be a symbol basically against the Jewish people, like all the other symbols that these students are using in favor of violent, terroristic acts against Jews. Like, this is it's really painful to realize that your peers have joined the Nazi party.
Nazis.
These rallies are guided by terrorists across the sea. That's where they're getting a lot of their methods.
Some of them also laughed at me.
Horror.
Thank you for your bravery.
I can't imagine the fear, the evil that you have seen. How are you holding up today?
Thank God I got really lucky that the end of the student's flag was not sharp, and so it was a blunt force injury.
What is the nature of your injury?
I could just feel the pressure of what happened, and like I have a headache.
What kind of league are we becoming?
Ms. Tartak, thank you very much for your bravery.
Thank you, particularly Ms. Tartak, for being here to share your story.
I can't imagine being an undergraduate student and displaying the courage you're showing.
I want to thank each and every one of you, and particularly Ms. Tartak, thank you. It's very exciting to see our young people standing up and doing the right things.
And I've made a serious effort to receive direct protection from the university and have an escort on a regular basis, because I have seen hundreds of students organize to call for the genocide of me.
Why is it that so many on the right, people are called conservatives, who on most issues I'm definitely with them, but why are they all shilling for Jews? It's because they've been literally indoctrinated from a young age. And what are they indoctrinated to believe? That Jews are better than them. This explains a lot, doesn't it?
Their people, the Jews, are better than all of us. They're better than all of us. And you need to accept that. This is where, with the kids, where we start our indoctrination. I know that's a strong word to use, indoctrination, that it gets such a bad reputation, but that's where it starts. That's where it started with me. Israel, their people, the Jews, are better than all of us. They're better than all of us. And you need to accept that. The Jews are better than all of us. They're better than all of us. The Jews are better than all of us. They're better than all of us. And you need to accept that.
Now, this is the Great Awakening, right? That's what it's supposed to be. I certainly see it happening everywhere. So, while I can understand people may have been indoctrinated since they were children, if you cannot overcome your indoctrination, it's unlikely that you are going to survive what is coming. You must wake up. You know what? These people that are supposed to be Christians, and the Republican Party in the United States and the Conservative Party here in Canada, all shilling for Jews, all cheering on genocide. You know what? You know why I know that genocide is wrong? Not because I got some psychic powers or intuition. It's because I'm not a psychopath, man. If you can't tell that killing children and killing babies is wrong, and that ethnic cleansing is wrong, and these are things that go against the gospel of Jesus Christ, who is the Prince of Peace, then you're not a Christian and you're not a good person at all. And I will not stand with you. I won't. I don't care who's waving the flag, man. You got to stand for what's right, and you got to know right from wrong. And you know what? I could play images like this all day long. I don't, because I don't want to scar you like I've been scarred having to watch this. It's made me angry. It's made me upset. And what's really made me upset is the people that I once believed were the good guys in all of this, people like Tom Cotton and even Trump, right, are coming out showing their face, and they are on the wrong side. If you can't tell good and evil, man, I don't know what to tell you.
I oppose Israel's atrocities in Gaza because I'm not a psychopath. Notes from the edge of the narrative matrix. I don't oppose the butchery in Gaza because I love Hamas, or hate Jews, or love Islam, or hate America. I don't oppose the butchery in Gaza because I'm a lefty, or a commie, or an anarchist, or an anti-imperialist. I oppose the butchery in Gaza because I'm not a fucking psychopath. Opposing Israel's butchery in Gaza is so obvious, so common sense, such a bare minimum, fundamental level, being human 101 position, that if it isn't immediately self-evident to you after learning the basic facts, your problem is much, much deeper than whatever ideology or bias or prejudice you might happen to have. There's something wrong with you as a person. If you support Israel's butchery in Gaza, you've got much bigger problems than merely not having the correct ist or ism belief system. You're just fucked up inside. Your conditioning has made you a generally shitty human being. You have deep and immensely consequential flaws in your character, and you won't mature as a person until you heal and transcend them. Opposing Israel's atrocities in Gaza doesn't make you a good person. It just makes you a normal person. And supporting Israel's atrocities in Gaza makes you a bad person. Nobody gets any points for opposing an active genocide. That's just the basic, bare minimum requirement for a normal human being with a functioning empathy center in their brain. If you can't meet that basic, bare minimum standard, you deserve to be viewed with suspicion and disdain, and anyone in your personal life who cares about truth, morality, and humanity should seriously reassess their relationship with you. One reason the empire is losing young people is because the imperial status quo has given them no investment in it. They'll never own property. They can't support a family or retire. They've been given no reason not to want to rock the political boat. So they're rocking it. The only vested interest young people have left is an interest in breathable air and a livable planet, and the possibility of a future that isn't intolerably dystopian. All of which are diametrically opposed to the interests and trajectory of the status quo politics of the Western Empire. So they're going for it. They're beginning to see that there's no reason for them not to plunge headlong into a push for real change, in direct opposition to the mainstream politics of our time. Like Bob Dylan said, when you got nothing to lose. One of the many things that's beautiful about this particular protest movement is that these young people aren't protesting a war that they could get drafted in or could harm their personal interests in any way. They're opposing something cruel and evil solely out of compassion. One Palestinian life is worth more than every college campus window in the world. If you're wondering why you're suddenly seeing the word radicalizing a lot in mainstream politics and media, it's because that's the big scary boogeyman the empire plans on using to justify stomping out the burgeoning anti-war movement it created with its atrocities in Gaza. Israeli police raided Al Jazeera's office after the Israeli cabinet voted to shut down the broadcasts of the Qatari media outlet on Sunday. The West is protecting freedom and democracy by stomping out its own freedom and democracy to assist the genocidal atrocities of a nation that is also stomping out freedom and democracy. Trump supporters are such foam-brained bootlickers that they're now united in shitting on protests against a genocidal mass atrocity that's being pushed by neocons, the Biden administration, and every other warmongering establishment swamp monster they claim to oppose. Trump supporters, fighting the deep state by siding with every intelligence agency, weapons contractor, mainstream media outlet, and professional war whore in America. Republicans pretend to fiercely oppose Biden, but when it comes to issues that really matter, like the president encouraging violent police crackdowns against people protesting his actions, they're in furious agreement, even saying he didn't go far enough. They're on the same side.